Kenya Association of Manufacturers is celebrating 60 years since its existence. The association was set up in 1959, and it was set up as a business membership organization that represents the manufacturing sector in Kenya.
We sat down now with government, manufacturing fraternity and government. And it was actually the initiative of the Ministry of Energy that took charge to babysit it's now known as Center for Energy Efficiency and Conservation. And CEEC became the first, even without the law supporting it, but it became the first public-private sector partnership to drive energy efficiency in manufacturing.
The green economy does not mean less profitability. For manufacturing firms, it is important that we become sustainable for the long term. As we produce, our production must be production that is sustainable, production that does not harm the environment, production that is circular, so that we ensure we have minimum waste.
One of the things the government has been able to do is to align with the global agenda. The government has decided that we are going to be focusing more on renewable energy. And we are blessed with the abundance of geothermal, with the wind, with solar, small hydro. And therefore we are setting up instruments to be able to facilitate the private sector to come and be able to promote renewable energy.
Some of the conservation actions are actually very simple behavioral patterns. For instance, switching off lights when you leave a room, such simple things, not overcharging your laptop, saving energy, using energy efficient bulbs.
The global picture on CO2 emissions and climate change will tell you that the quick wins on changing the trajectory of CO2 emissions is from energy efficiency. So energy efficiency became our entry point to industry to try and communicate to them, and that became a quick sale.
So climate change comes about when there is a deviation from these prevailing weather conditions. What corporates need to understand is what risks do these deviations bring to these businesses. I think Kenya has made some strides in as far as formulating policy, the Climate Change Act being probably the most relevant one, that will allow development to not be at the expense of the environment and the expense of surrounding communities.
The Kenya government, through the Ministry of Environment and Forestry, has actually developed the National Climate Change Action Plan, and some of those actions are to do with increasing forest cover, promotion of better industrial practices that do not utilize heavy energy that also contributes to climate change.
We work closely with the Ministry of Environment. As you are aware, they are the ones who set policies on environment. They are crucial in leading Kenya in discussions on climate change. Indeed, we are an answer into the climate action plan for the country because we are promoting renewable energy.
So as KAM, we want to make sure the green growth agenda is well understood, and we are responding appropriately to climate change.
We also expanded our cooperation with Kenya Association of Manufacturers in other areas. We work together with them on the circular economy, and we've worked on introducing that concept also in Nairobi, where a number of companies are engaged. This is in Ruaraka industrial area, and we also have a good cooperation with Kenya Association of Manufacturers there.
The circular economy is a new concept. We have a limited scope of resources in the world, and so we need to use them carefully. We already have about 3 recycling companies set up in Kenya, and there are many more setting up, and a lot of collectors also who want that input. Plus now the manufacturers who are enabling this whole system by funding it, and 2, by also developing within their manufacturing requirements an ability to take recycled material that they can then reuse in whatever they are making.
We've worked with AFD where they have provided a credit line so that manufacturers who are implementing and moving into energy efficient technology and moving into renewable energy, they've been able to get a affordable credit line through local partner banks.
The cost of the finance is much cheaper than the commercial rates that we get here from the banks. So it's a much better way to move. We took a decision to go for short-term, quick paybacks because of the high risk of the business that we are running.
KAM has done a lot of support for us. We are able to modernize our plant in a phased manner. That is when we can able to improve our productivity and our quality, hence the market demand has able to meet at the given shortest period of time.
We've set systems to monitor. We've had submetering of the various units. So with this being done, then everybody creates that awareness of water is a key essential item in their operation. And what I can say is that the audits, the water audits, once they came in, then they've been able to make us more faster and simpler in terms of identifying the opportunities in getting these water savings in place, monitored, and of course reported timely.
We've invested in a wastewater treatment plant, which now reduces our municipal water intake by 70%. But all of this comes at a cost. You know, we need manning of this plant, we need chemicals, and this is where I feel government can, incentivize companies that are making this investments.
We have variable frequency drives to control how the supply of our water, and that has really helped a lot because when the water demand is low, the pumps will go to a low pumping level, whereby so there's no much water that will be now pumped to the area of use. And now the demand increases, the now pumps pick up, and now the demand also for the water increases again.
Danida works with KAM, as I said, in reducing the use of energy in companies, in minimizing the use of water, and in general to have more sustainable use of resources. And we do that by providing technical assistance and also providing funding, of course.
Over the years, since 2006, the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, in partnership with the Ministry of Energy, has worked with its members to look at how efficient we are in conserving our energy.
Energy is a critical enabler to realization of this vision, the Big Four. Indeed, particularly with manufacturing, energy is a key ingredient into their production processes and into their productivity. And therefore, we consider energy to be very crucial for socio-economic development of the country.
Ministry of Energy has been funding or supporting the CEEC, and KAM has been supporting it as the host. And then KAM leveraging on KAM networking to reach industry. And that's how this CEEC and the energy movement has grown.
The cost efficiency element has been a major driver for manufacturers in Kenya and globally. And that's why energy efficiency and most importantly even conservation of the energy resource has been a major drive.
We've done several audits which have been able and successfully to point to us which are our key areas where we can be able to address and get beneficial gains. That is basically trying to conserve the energy at the point of use.
We saved 3,180 gigajoules of energy. That is equivalent to the energy usage of 1.2 million households per day.
The other thing we do is capacity building because training is critical in order to fully implement the energy efficiency measures within the factories. And this capacity building has led to a lot of certified energy managers, certified verification and measurement practitioners within the country.
For individuals who attend this training, they need to improve their exposure in energy auditing. So they are supposed, according to the regulations, to conduct at least 5 energy audits under a licensed energy auditor.
This training is really helped me. It was eye-opener for me. We can able to save a lot of money and reduce our cost with the low-hanging fruits and some with the investment.
CEEC has brought together professionals, manufacturing, and created a movement we're calling the Energy Management Awards Movement, which is a flagship project of the entire process around energy efficiency.
Energy Management Award is really a award to recognize manufacturers who are beneficent in their use of energy in order for us to demonstrate that it makes sense for us to be efficient in energy consumption.
The NIDA is supporting us to build capacity of industry to take up a green pathway. And one of the things they're doing is helping us build capacity of industries to be more energy efficient.
What we have seen is that the manufacturers actually try to implement the advice that they get through these audits because they can see that they will save money. It's small investments in energy saving that will very soon make a return to you in terms of the actual energy saved.
We have seen our water consumption reduced by an average 5% year on year from 2015, with a remarkable reduction of 40% in 2018. This was a key factor in our winning the Water Conservation Award in the 2019 AMS.
We won the Energy Management Awards, not even award. We won many of them this year. And I think that's a culmination of, firstly, a very good team that works in the business in terms of running with this agenda, and I think they were very motivated. I think secondly, we can see serious cost benefits coming out from these efforts. And I think for us is after that we are happy to share with the world what is it that we are doing to get to this scale of savings.
Over the 15 years we have held the Energy Management Awards, we have realized a saving of 15 billion. And that has meant that manufacturers have been able to save and put in some of that money into better production.